Hey y'all, my name is Willie Lawson of the Morning Report. The Morning Report is a production of fightbackmedia.com, 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 and fightbackmediatv.com. Trust that you are well today. Um, a lot of people have said it's time for Joe Biden to step out of politics. He shouldn't run this time, and if he does run, he needs to lose. And part of that argument is because of his age. The other part, I think, is of course of his ideology and how he's being used and all this other stuff. I don't think he's done it. I don't think he's done a very good job. But let's go back to the age part and the cognitive decline. Oh, I was going to talk about Joe Biden. No, I'm going to talk about Mitch McConnell because Mitch McConnell's in the same spot. So there's been this ongoing debate about continued assistance to the Ukraine in its war with Russia. Now, the sticky part is that it's Russia, and they've been telling us that Russia is a bad guy and has been a bad guy, frankly, for a long time. So the enemy of my enemy is my friend has been sort of the how we've done business with everybody involved against or presumably against Russia. Right? But a lot of people in the United States are going, with the condition that we have here, how much longer can we continue to do this? How can we continue to be a force in these proxy wars? Can this continue? Now, I'm old enough to remember when the Ukraine was deemed one of the most corrupt governments in the world. As a matter of fact, there was a president of the United States that was, because of a conversation had with this Ukrainian president, not a different Ukrainian president, but this Ukrainian president, that he was actually impeached about it. Now the same dude is some sort of hero. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so a lot of many America First Republicans are frustrated, sorry, popcorn, that U.S. taxpayers are continuing to foot the bill, not for just one more military support for a corrupt foreign nation, but are paying billions to people like Ukrainian farmers, small businesses, first responders in the nation. When we're not doing that here. Others are growing weary of the becoming an entangled in a protracted foreign conflicts, while some critics note that all this funding going towards the defense of Ukraine borders, while the United States southwestern borders remains wide open, make sense. And according to Senator Mitch McConnell, Republican from Kentucky, who has been a staunch backer of Ukraine and Kiev, there's one person he believes that's responsible for planting the anti-Ukraine seed amongst the Republican Party. Tucker Carlson. He says this: I think the demonization of Ukraine began by Tucker Carlson, who, in my opinion, ended up where he should have been all along, which was interviewing Vladimir Putin. McConnell said last week during a press conference, referring to the former Fox News host interview with Vladimir Putin. McConnell said last week that during a press conference, again, he had an enormous audience and convinced a lot of rank and file Republicans that maybe this was a mistake. Because what Mitch McConnell is used to in his brain is that whatever he says or whatever his contemporaries say somehow should be what everybody else is thinking, and what he's angry about is that somebody else has a bigger platform who spoke something different into the ether, and now people are questioning him, because what these people at this level don't like from any of us are to be questioned at all. And if you don't believe that, Look back at anytime anybody had a question during COVID. A question. The questions shouldn't even be asked. We should just obey. Do what you're told. You're not an immunologist. You're not a virologist. You're not a doctor. You are human. And if you have questions, they should be answered, even if they're hard questions. And in this is exactly why there was as much pushback against all things COVID coming from the government as there was, because they just simply wouldn't answer a question directly. On Face the Nation, McConnell doubled down on his comments, claiming that the isolationist movement within the GOP began with Tucker Carlson. I got a newsflash for him. If I had to find somebody that was part of the isolationist movement, it's my friend Dwayne Lester. Some of y'all know Dwayne, and I'll put a link to some of Dwayne's stuff in the comment area. Some of you guys follow Dwayne on TikTok and on Instagram and on Facebook. If anybody got me involved in why are we involved in all these foreign wars, it's my friend Dwayne Lester, and he's right. Not Tucker Carlson. Why? I mean, Mitch McConnell's going after Tucker Carlson? Carlson defended his interview with Putin during the conversation with the Blazes going back earlier this year. He says this: "I've been accused of being pro-Putin. I'm not, and if I was, that's okay too. I'm an adult man and an American citizen. I can like and dislike anyone I want. I can have any opinion I want." No, it's not Tucker's fault. Government and even Republicans, especially Republicans in certain instances, have been so attached to the money that is generated by this continuing involvement in foreign wars. They're addicted to it. And what they don't want is anybody interrupting that flow. So I guess in his addled brain, thinking that he could attack Tucker Carlson, that'll somehow expose Tucker Carlson and make it that we're bad Americans for not supporting Ukraine. Again, that not too long ago was deemed one of the most corrupt governments on the planet. No, that's not it. And I'm here to tell you that that's not it. Check out my friend Dwayne Lester. Until I see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sake, y'all take care of yourself. We will see you when we see you. Bye-bye now.